So it's been a little while since I've read the top 10 rules for success by Evan Carmichael, but I figured I'd try to do at least another video for it. So this one is Rule 4 from Lois C.K. There's, I think, 40 different people with top 10 rules. So this one's just one rule from one person. But Lois C.K.'s Rule 4 is don't waste time. So if you find some interest in this topic, give it a thumbs up and maybe comment down below with a question or comment. I grew up when I had kids and started really thinking about stand-up. When I had kids, it made a big difference for me because when I went out to do a set, it wasn't a social event. It was until that point, you just go to the comedy cellar, have a falafel at the comedy table, run down and do your set, but with some comics. It was a lot of time wasting. And it didn't really matter how the set was. That was just the job. I'm just going to go on and do my time, tell the same jokes, maybe do one new joke, but now it's like I got kids and getting out of the house is a big deal. I can do a set tonight and I ain't wasting any time. I got a list of stuff I want to try. I want to make sure that this set makes me better. I started to think every set I do has to make me better comic. So, when you have other priorities, you're kind of taking a look at, okay, how much time am I spending on XYZ? If, these things you're doing are taking away from another priority, okay, how important is it? Now, if you're doing a job that's a necessary evil to make money until you find a way to make enough passive money that you can pay your bills and still live comfortably. But until then, your job, whether it's a comedian or office work or what have you, that's one priority. Family's another priority. So that's why work-life balance is talked about so frequently, because, if you work 60, 80, 100 hours a week, well, the more hours you work, the less time you have for family. So sometimes you have to figure out how to juggle the different priorities. Now, your lifestyles can play into that. If you feel it necessary to have an expensive house and a luxury car, then you might have to work at a high-paying job for long hours. But if that's not important, you can work an average-paying job and maybe work 40 hours a week and then have time for family. There's some kind of a balance to figuring things out. Now, you can waste time in other ways other than just how much time you're spending at a job or with family. Are you doing some kind of extracurricular activities? Are you part of a softball team or pickup basketball game, league? Do you go golfing on the weekends? Well, those are all commitments that could take a couple hours away. And if you're single or you just have a boyfriend, girlfriend that you see when it's convenient, then yeah, that time commitment's fine. But if, you're married with kids and then, that time commitment's, 2, 3, 4 hours, once or twice a week, that might start to eat into family time when you're not at work. So, really comes down to looking at your schedule, looking at what's important, looking at, when you're doing some kind of a hobby, how much of it's actually spent on that hobby and how much of it's just BSing around, talking before or after. Okay, a softball game, you have, the time you're actually playing softball, but, are you going to happy hour before or after? Are you socializing for an hour with your teammates? Or are you just going to softball and going straight home? You kind of have to take a look at how much extra time is spent that maybe you don't look at as wasted time until it kind of runs against time you could be spending elsewhere. So very important to look at how your time's being spent and if some of it's being wasted or not. Hopefully you found some value in this. If you found the topic interesting, maybe hit the like button and leave a comment with your thoughts about the topic. Thanks and have a good day.